Hello guys, welcome back to yet another video. Some big breaking news in the Premier League just now. The Leicester City have won their appeal against the PSR charges against them, which is absolutely massive and means that it's very, very unlikely now, probably not going to happen at all, that Leicester City will be hit with a points deduction. So this is really big breaking news in the Premier League. Before we get into my reaction and we're going to find out a bit more about it and what it might mean for this season, do share your thoughts down in the comments. Does this mean that Leicester City might stay up after all? Do you still think they will go down? Do you think this is the right outcome, the wrong outcome? Let us know. Drop a like. We'll go for 500 and make sure to subscribe if you are new. But yeah, massive breaking news. Now, we've known for a while that there were charges against Leicester City for breaking PSR rules, and obviously that can land you with the points deduction. We've seen the same with Nottingham Forest, Everton, and of course there's the 115 charges ongoing currently for Manchester City, and this one seemed inevitable. It seemed like Leicester City were being defiant against it and there was no way they were going to win. So I am really surprised by this outcome. Obviously I don't know the full ins and outs. I can't tell you right now if they were guilty or not guilty. I mean, we'll go with this decision. Do feel free to share your thoughts if you think otherwise, but what I can tell you is this could have massive ramifications for this Premier League season, where I have been one of those people guilty of thinking it's going to happen and therefore Leicester are going to go down. Or maybe not. Let's read into it a little bit more. Let's see what it actually says. An independent panel found that Premier League did not have the jurisdiction to punish the club. And the Premier League said it was surprised and disappointed by the panel's decision. I find that quite an interesting reaction. It's almost like the Premier League is saying, hang on a minute, they're not from the top six. You're not meant to find them innocent, find them guilty. That's just my views on that. You know, I think there is an agenda sometimes with the top six, but less of that said, the better. Leicester have said that they simply sought to ensure that the rules are applied based on how they actually are written. And fair play to Leicester for winning this appeal, because I don't think anyone thought they would. Maybe Leicester fans did, and like I say, do share your thoughts to that. But that really does change a lot for me. I still think it's a mammoth task trying to stay up in this division if you've come up from the Championship, but it gives them a much bigger chance now, because with the possible points deduction, there's two things I think it weighs you back with. One is the actual points deduction. When you get points taken off, obviously you then need to go and get more points to survive, but it can also play a mental thing into a club. It could work the other way. I think with Everton last season we saw a really good reaction against the points deduction and they actually started playing better. But it can go the other way. It can kind of give you that sort of feeling that it's all done and dusted, and we don't know what the points deduction would have been, but this really does change it. Just going into the Premier League in general so far this season, we've only seen 3 games, so it's early days. We don't know who's going to be involved in the battle, but the 3 teams that have come up, Leicester, Ipswich and Southampton, none of them have won yet. Leicester picked up a draw against Tottenham, Ipswich got a point against Fulham, Southampton 0 points. Also got Everton down there at the moment on 0 points. So I think we expect there to probably be about 5 or 6 clubs in that battle. You know, will Wolves get dragged in? Could Forest get dragged in? I don't necessarily think those 2 will, but if you're one of those teams that have come up, you'll want to pull them down. And maybe it just does give this Premier League relegation battle a bit more of an exciting edge to it now, because as I say, I genuinely was one of those that just assumed this was a given and that they would go down. Let's read a bit more. The Foxes were charged by the Premier League for breaching spending rules. They appealed against the charge, but an independent commission then ruled the top flight could take action. Leicester then appealed against the decision based on the fact that they were in the EFL at the time the charge was issued, and the outcome was announced today. Under PSR rules, clubs cannot lose more than 105 million over a 3-season period, and if you're into your finances, you'll know that that is why obviously Forest and Everton were hit, because they spent over that threshold. Like I say, it's a 3-season period, which I do think is a strange rule, because you could have one season where the spending was a bit high and it could affect you for numerous seasons. So we will see what happens now with Leicester City, but it does look like they have escaped this, and therefore it gives the Premier League a very exciting edge down at the bottom, because as much as I'm a Coventry fan, by the way, and if there's a Leicester fan watching thinking, oh, you know, I thought Coventry fans don't like Leicester, yeah, it is what it is. Some Coventry fans don't, but to be honest, I don't really want to see any club being hit with a points deduction. And yeah, like I say, I think it's better for football without points deductions. I just think it makes everything a bit more murky and gives you false readings in the table. But that's by the by. Leicester fans must be delighted, so do share their thoughts in the comments. If you're not a Leicester fan, I am interested to see what you have to say on this, especially if you're a Forest or an Everton fan. Are you looking at this thinking, hang on a minute, they looked more guilty than we did? Because like I say, I'm not completely clued up on the figures here, but Leicester City have won their appeal. So, like I say, share your thoughts. It's big news in the Premier League, and we will see where this leads to. Obviously, there's an international break at the moment, and Leicester City come back from that with games against Palace and Everton that could be really big. Anyway, that wraps it up. Like I say, make sure you've dropped a like and subscribed. I thought I'd do a quick reaction to it, and to be honest, like I say, it makes things more exciting. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace out.